The heroes of Wayne on YouTube Premium go on one wild journey over the course of the show's rollicking first season. Where do their adventures leave them, and what might happen to them next? This is the ending of Wayne Explained. Before you start watching the series, the name Wayne makes the show sound like it could be about basically anything. But by the time the first season is over, it feels like a title that tells you all you need to know. What's the show about? Well, it's about that kid Wayne, that absolute madman, the Robin Hood meets Dirty Harry of Brockton, Massachusetts. How else could you describe it?
Who's that?
That's Wayne.
Neither hero nor anti-hero, the protagonist of Wayne is more like a force of nature, a teenage dispenser of violent justice whose reputation precedes him. Everywhere he goes, his legend grows, with his enemies being left bruised, bloodied, or, in the case of Dell's daddy, with their nose half bitten off. But no matter how mythical Wayne is, he's far from the show's only focus. The second half of the equation is his classmate Dell, which is definitely not short for nothing, so don't ask. The two teens are bonded by a traumatic home life, social outcast status, and a tendency to talk with the heaviest Boston accents in the history of the East Coast.
I don't think it's got good for you stuff in it, like vitamins and all that. Like orange juice and pretzels.
Pretzels don't got vitamins?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Right. Pretzel vitamins.
Wayne and Dell spend the majority of the season making their way down the East Coast to Ocala, Florida, supposedly for the purpose of retrieving a gold Trans Am that used to belong to Wayne's late father. The car is the closest thing Wayne has to a birthright, being put together with real passion by his dad before it was lost to Wayne's absentee mother, Maureen. Since then, it's ended up in the possession of Curtis and Reggie, the hellishly criminal father and son duo she ends up living with down south. At the start of the series, getting the car back makes for such a thin motivation to cross the country that it almost feels like a part of the show's big joke. But when Wayne and Dell actually arrive in Ocala near the season's end, it quickly becomes clear to Dell that Wayne came all this way for reasons more emotional than he had first revealed. He doesn't just want a family heirloom, he wants family. If he can get the Trans Am back from Reggie, his dirtbag stepbrother, if you can even really call him that, then all the better. As capable as he is on his own, Wayne is still just a teenager looking for somewhere to belong. He's so desperate for it that he'd drive across the country to seek affection and acceptance from the mother who abandoned him when he was only 5. So what if she lives in, as Dell calls it, a white trash fortress of meth heads and crocodiles? After Wayne's dad dies, she and her horrid new family are all he has left.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, do you not care how your son's been doing for the past 11 years?
Has it been 11 years?
Wayne never talks about any of this, of course. Though he's not what you'd call nervous around people, Wayne is a definite introvert, keeping his emotions and thoughts guarded at pretty much all times. Arriving with Dell in Florida is the first time that he really shows any vulnerability, and his mother's such a terrible person that the effort doesn't really pay off. At the start of the show, many of Wayne's Brockton-based antagonists, like Police Sergeant Geller and Dell's dad and brothers, see only malicious evil in Wayne's behavior. They make assumptions of his character based on the trail of broken bones and blood he tends to leave behind him. As they follow his tracks toward Florida, Wayne's pursuers think that he's a madman in a bad way. At first, they figure he kidnapped Dell, a somewhat reasonable assumption considering the barbaric level of damage he inflicted on Dell's family. But when they start asking questions to people who've met Wayne and stayed on his good side, they uncover a different take on the fugitive teen. Wayne is feared by his enemies, sure, but he's motivated solely by a desire to do good.
And no matter how bad life treated you or betrayed you, from where I'm sitting, everything you do, it's done out of love.
The source of Wayne's chaotic good nature comes out in Ocala when Wayne is catching up with his mother and her new family for the first time in more than a decade. We learn from Moe's recollections that Wayne is following in the footsteps of his father, who was something of a hometown legend himself as a younger man. Wayne's father, Moe explains, always had a certain code of honor, along with a notorious intensity known to drive neighbors out of town. Everything was always black and white with him, she says, right or wrong with no middle ground. Sure sounds familiar, doesn't it? Just like that, we finally learn almost everything we need to know about why Wayne is the way he is. It's a little bit of nature and a little bit of nurture, or the lack thereof. At the end of the show's first season, Wayne and Dell's trail of destruction finally catches up with them. Sergeant Geller manages to arrest Wayne with arrangements being made to send him back to Brockton to face the justice system. Dell tries to escape with Wayne, but her father and brothers catch up with them too, stopping them in their tracks and successfully shepherding her away from him, whether she likes it or not. The season seems to end with both protagonists at a personal low, having been captured by everything they were trying to run away from. Dell is back with her terrible family, and Wayne is incarcerated, probably not for the last time in his life. But while their physical circumstances at the season's end may be less than ideal, both characters have grown emotionally, becoming better people than they've ever been before. On a personal level, Wayne ends the last episode in an almost triumphant place. After the death of his father, he migrated south to see if he could find a new home with family there. Instead, they all took turns trying to kill each other while his mother sipped wine. Now Wayne knows what the real score is. His future's not with family. His salvation is with Dell. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.